Hello friends, happy new year, happy 2024. In 2024, apparently we are taking on big projects. So as you may know, if you watched my goals for 2024, one of my goals was to start using Storygraph. And so Storygraph has this really great option, and I'm sure Goodreads has it as well. I've just never utilized it on Goodreads. But Storygraph has this option where you can scan the barcodes of all of your books instead of having to like type them in. I never did this with Goodreads, but with Storygraph, most of this is very easy, especially with like inputting books, because you can scan the barcode, which again, you might be able to do on Goodreads. I've never really looked. The only thing I will not be putting on Storygraph, if you did watch my book organization video, I have an unhaul closet now, and so anything in the unhaul closet, I will be adding them to Storygraph whenever I read them and get to them and like choose to keep them. I think it'll just be an easier process if I do it that way. But anyway, because I'm taking on this huge adventure and I'm destroying my shelves to be able to input all of these into Storygraph, I decided that I would show you all of my owned books. I will give you the total books that I own alongside how many have been read and how many are still unread. I think that would be really fun. But anyway, let's get started. I'm not going to talk through these books. I'm just going to be showing them to you. So enjoy this montage. Hi, I'm back. So Storygraph is down. It's down. They have too much traffic and it's down, but I've already committed to showing you all my books. So we're just going to go for it. So are there going to be stats at the end of this? I don't really know. I don't even know if I'm going to have all of these imported in a Storygraph by the end of this video, but you are going to get a video of seeing all of my unread books. That's what I do know.
You say you're a vampire and you're burning in the light. Stuck watching movies, I can't stand the black and white. I'm finally torn up enough to see the other side, but I'll take some time. Cause I know you're afraid to twisting down the track. just hope that someone else can make me stop. 'Cause I think I'm turning around, but it's time to stop pretending. Call me out, I'll be overwhelmed. And I'm sorry for not speaking up. I never share my feelings, but I finally get to be myself. I headed west, pictures at the discotheque. I try so hard to be something you want, and it's a curse or a consequence of some last line of defense. I try so hard to be something you want. I just hope that someone else can make this stop. 'Cause I think I'm turning around, oh, it's time to stop pretending. Call me out, I'll be overwhelmed. And I'm sorry for not speaking up. I never share my feelings, but I'll finally get to be myself. Cause I think I'm turning around, oh, it's time to stop pretending. Call me out, I'll be overwhelmed. And I'm sorry for not speaking up. I never share my feelings, but I'll finally get to be myself.
Welcome back. So those were all of my books, read and unread, and I wasn't able to get all of them into Storygraph yet, only because Storygraph has been down on and off for the last couple of days. So today I think it's back up and running for good. But because of that, I didn't really get to take a good look at what was like nonfiction, what's fantasy, what's in a series. But what I can give you is the total number of books that I own, the amount that are read, and then the amount that are unread. One thing you should know about me before we get into this, which it's nothing wild, so I don't know why I'm being dramatic, but I am someone who, if I don't foresee myself rereading a book, even if it was 5 stars, even if it was a favorite, but I can't see myself returning to that book, I will unhaul it. So I'm pretty sure in any other circumstance, if I weren't that type of person, I would definitely have way more read books than unread. But at this point, I'm kind of happy with this number because it's almost an even split of read to unread. So the total number of books that I own is 456 books. Of that 456, I have read 210. So what sits on my shelf currently, I have 210 of them that are read. They're interspersed at this point. I used to separate my read and my unread, and then I just decided that I didn't want to do that anymore. And it is a bit chaotic, but I do have a small method to my madness, but it's ultimately just madness. So if you could do some quick math, then you would know out of my 456 books, I have 246 that are unread. I don't think that's a horrible number. It is a big number, I won't lie. So that unhaul I did when we moved, I am not joking, I got rid of like upwards of 200 books. So I'm actually really happy about this number. It doesn't feel too out of control. I mean, considering that I read anywhere from 130 to 150 books a year, if I read nothing but what I owned and didn't buy any new books, I literally could read everything that I owned in probably 2 years. That's kind of a cool way to look at it. It's not realistic. It's not gonna happen. It won't. But it just makes it seem more attainable to me. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, thank you so much for joining along on this journey to count all of my books. I really hope that you enjoyed the little like B-roll montage moment of it all. I think my favorite part of this was being able to see how much variety I do have in the books that I own, which I think goes to show how evolved my taste has become over the years. I used to primarily just be like a YA and fantasy reader, and now I read all over the place, and I would say that my nonfiction collection is probably 2 times bigger than it ever has been before, and a majority of those are read. So it's really cool to be able to catalog and see my shelf and what that kind of looks like outside of just like looking at it on these shelves every day. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Happy New Year. I'm so glad to be back. I'm so excited for 2024, good, bad, or otherwise. I just think it'll be a year of a lot of different things of fun. I'm trying not to say it's gonna be our year, but I really have a good feeling about 2024. I'm nothing if not optimistic at the beginning of the year. Anyway, I hope that you had a good new year. And if you've made it this far, have nothing else to say, but you wanna leave an emoji, feel free to leave a book stack emoji or a heart in the comments below, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, friends.